hiding on different floors. They dared not venture out due to a lack of supplies, having gone days without food, feeling the pangs of hunger. In stark contrast, Wang Cheng's situation was quite different. With the arrival of this batch of supplies, his group of 3 had replenished their stock, and while they feasted in the dormitory, Wang Cheng shared his observations from the day. Both Zhang Chao and Su Xinghai were surprised, not expecting the existence of awakened individuals. Su Xinghai speculated, perhaps this is truly some ancient virus. Before the apocalypse, I read a news article stating that scientists discovered ancient viruses deep in Antarctica. I didn't pay much attention then, but it might actually be related. Those mutated creatures must have all been infected by the virus, and it was a malignant infection. However, the awakened individuals might represent a benign infection, which means they didn't turn into monsters but instead gained awakening abilities. After indulging in a hearty meal, the sky outside grew increasingly dark. Wang Cheng, however, was undeterred. He called out to Su Xinghai and Zhang Chao and left dorm 703 once again to hunt anomalies. He seemed unusually excited today, eager to head out. This time, his total energy points had reached 87, and with just a few more anomalies to defeat, he would have enough energy points to upgrade his battleship to level 1. Before making his move, Wang Cheng injected a special serum. This serum was quite unique. Delivered through a bony needle, apparently made entirely from materials sourced from the mutated giant dog, which left Wang Cheng even more impressed by the system's power. Within 20 minutes of the injection, he felt a surge of something extraordinary. Although Wang Cheng was lean and relatively agile, he lacked strength and muscle. At that moment, however, he felt as if his body contained explosive power, thanks to the strength-enhancing serum. During his confrontation with the anomalies, Wang Cheng was astonished to discover that his strength had indeed more than doubled. When one anomaly broke through the shotgun's firepower and approached, Wang Cheng switched to a titanium alloy dagger to fend off its terrifying claws. Normally, given the anomaly's immense power, Wang Cheng would have stumbled back from such a strike. But this time, his titanium dagger withstood the attack, and he remained firmly in place, unyielding. The enhancement of his strength was complete without him even realizing it. His physical strength had increased, surpassing that of 2 muscular adults, only slightly inferior to the terrifying anomaly. Seizing the moment, Wang Cheng raised his gun and fired, taking down the nearby anomaly with a single shot. Wang Cheng looked at his hands in surprise, feeling both unexpected and excited. The strength in his hands now was enough to easily break steel bars, something he never even dared to think about before. This meant that his ability to survive and protect himself had reached a new level when facing mutated creatures. Not only that, but Wang Cheng's energy points had also reached 96. He was just 4 points away from accumulating a full 100 energy points, which would complete his upgrade. Zhang Chao and Su Xinghai were startled by the recent events. Just as they were about to say something, Zhang Chao suddenly shifted his gaze. Do you hear that sound? The tension from hunting mutated creatures made Wang Cheng quiet down, and he was shocked as well, because there was indeed a sound. It echoed in the space, resembling a massive heartbeat, almost identical to what Wang Cheng had heard in the small grove. Now, the sound was louder, nearly filling the entire Haicheng University campus. Zhang Chao rushed to the window, peering outside, but his expression changed drastically. He turned back, pale and flustered, and exclaimed, "You all need to see this. Something big has happened." Chapter 21, Level 1 Battleship. Wang Cheng's breath nearly stopped. In one corner of Haicheng, the gray sky over Haicheng University had inexplicably taken on a tinge of red. From their dormitory building, looking deep into the university town towards the cafeteria, a mass of red clouds was surging up from the ground. It was a kind of fine particle, resembling dust, densely packed, obscuring the sky and turning the heavens above Haicheng University into a haunting blood red. Beneath that crimson hue, a gigantic flower bud was slowly rising, supported by countless blood-colored vines and branches. It trembled slightly, as if breathing, exhaling a massive amount of red dust that filled the air. The enormous pulsing sound, like a heartbeat, was coming from that direction. What on earth was that? Having hunted mutated creatures in recent days, Zhang Chao's courage had increased, but at that moment, he was still horrified. The flower bud looked as big as several cars from such a distance, and up close, it was even more colossal. The blood-colored dust spread towards the edge of the sky. Su Xinghai said, "Old Wang, is this what you were talking about? The mutated potted plant in the cafeteria that feeds on the flesh and blood of giant monsters?" Wang Cheng's pupils constricted. When he had been to the cafeteria that morning, this thing had not yet bloomed. Although it looked terrifying, most of it was still inside the cafeteria, and the blood-colored vines and branches were merely feeding on the unfortunate giant monster's flesh. But now, it had grown vigorously, seemingly having completely burst through the cafeteria's ceiling. Like a robust seedling breaking through the soil, even on the verge of blooming, it exuded an indescribable sense of immense pressure. At that moment, the system even sent out a notification. Dangerous high-energy biological entity detected. Expected kill to obtain special serum and 1,000 energy points. 1,000 energy points. Wang Cheng's heart skipped a beat. This mutated potted plant could not only provide a special serum, but also grant him 1,000 energy points. 1,000 energy points were equivalent to 1,000 mutated creatures. Perhaps it is enough for his battleship to upgrade from level 0 to level 2, or even level 3. However, the royal city does not dare to covet these 1,000 energy points. After defeating the monsters on the second floor and the mutated giant dog, the royal city understands that the number of energy points is directly related to the strength of the mutated creatures. The stronger the creature, the higher the energy points it can provide. The mutated giant plant is worth 1,000 energy points, which signifies an incredibly terrifying threat if they were to confront it. The royal city believes that with his current physique, not to mention successfully killing it to obtain 1,000 energy points, he would most certainly die if he tried to approach it. That would be seeking death. The mutated giant tree seems to have surpassed the limits of a plant. Its vines sway in the air, agile like an animal. The royal city feels uneasy. Old 3, Old 1, you guys go back to the dormitory and pack your things. I have a bad feeling. If this thing continues to grow like this, we might not be able to stay in this university city for long. The royal city stays behind to continue hunting the mutated beings. He is just 4 energy points short of reaching 100. In the lower 7 floors, the mutated beings have already lost their threat, and the royal city can handle them himself. Su Xinghai and Zhang Chao rush back to the dormitory while the royal city hunts below. He notices that there are also people running out from the girls' dormitory, panic-stricken and fleeing deeper into the university city. Among them seems to be that so-called campus beauty, Wang Jiai. The royal city races against time, quickly obtaining the 4 energy points. He immediately goes downstairs and shoots a mutated being that dares to approach him. With his hand on the shared electric battleship, he calls for the system and begins the upgrade. Dear host, do you confirm the upgrade of the current bound battleship to level 1? The upgrade is expected to consume 100 energy points. Do you confirm? Upgrade confirm. The royal city does not hesitate. The university city is completely shrouded in bloodshed, and his gaze is fixed on the distance. The huge flower bud rising in the direction of the cafeteria trembles slightly, as if it could bloom at any moment. The heartbeat-like sound grows clearer and more intense, like a person's heartbeat gradually accelerating, making one feel anxious. The royal city does not know what will happen next, but upgrading the battleship as soon as possible is undoubtedly beneficial for him. Battleship scanning in progress. Upgrade will begin shortly. Estimated upgrade time, 7 minutes. 100 energy points have been deducted for the upgrade. Your battleship is about to upgrade to level 1, and you will receive a bonus from one of the following advanced technology modules. 1. Anti-gravity low-altitude flight module. 2. Single-shot missile launcher. 3. Impact energy absorption armor plate. Hearing this system prompt, the royal city is first taken aback, then pleasantly surprised, followed by a sense of dilemma. Choosing 1 out of 3 is too difficult. The first option, anti-gravity flight, seems to be an escape skill, but this module appears to only allow low-altitude flight. Moreover, even if he can evade the mutated beings on the ground, there are undoubtedly monsters in the air. The royal city has not forgotten the creature that pulled that helicopter down from midair. The second option, the missile launcher, is like upgrading from a bird gun to a cannon. The grenades in Wangsheng have all been used up, and the maximum firepower now is just a shotgun. The emergence of missiles has directly elevated Wangsheng to a new level. If he encounters mutated giant dogs again, perhaps a single missile could take them down. This option greatly appealed to Wangsheng, but the missile launcher was actually the only one among the 3 options that couldn't be considered advanced technology. It was just a weapon system. As for what to do when the missiles run out, Wangsheng wasn't worried. He knew that the firepower devices of this type of warship could be directly converted using energy points. This was something Wangsheng discovered after using liquid nitrogen acceleration today. Under a level 0 warship, the liquid nitrogen and energy within his warship were limited. For liquid nitrogen, Wangsheng could either find more himself or convert energy points to replenish it. Today, he consumed 1/3 of his liquid nitrogen with 1 acceleration, and it would only take 6 energy points to restore it. The same applied to energy. Even a dilapidated electric shared bicycle warship required energy supply, which could be obtained in 2 ways. First, by directly charging or refueling. Any input into the warship would be converted into a special energy for the warship, albeit with relatively low efficiency. The fuel needed to fill a vehicle might only convert to about 1/5 of the energy in the warship. Second, energy points could be directly converted. For Wangsheng's level 0 warship, it would take around 20 energy points to fully replenish energy through conversion. This clearly illustrated the saying, "You can afford a car, but can't maintain it," and it seemed to apply to warships as well. Wangsheng reasoned that the missiles from the fixed missile launcher of the warship, once used, should also be available for direct purchase using energy points. The third option was kinetic energy absorption armor, which Wangsheng didn't know much about, but as the name suggested, It was undoubtedly a defensive system.